All right, hello, Melissa May Dillon here for December 2. Remember, live on my personal page on Facebook, and generally we upload this to the YouTube channel, which is probably the easier place to come watch replays. Please drop a comment if you have any questions. If you like what we're talking about, if there's anything you want to talk about, let me know. I'd love to be able to hear from you. And December 2, remember, is a month in which I am doing a public display of manifesting $1 million in 1 month. It may come, and I've got the boys with me. The dogs. I'm in my van. I just spent the whole day out shopping. I got a massage at the end, and I just got home, and the baby's probably going to take a while to go to bed. So I was like, you know what? Let me get this video in now, because who knows when the baby's actually going to go to sleep. So, public display of manifesting $1 million in 1 month. I could make $1 million, and honestly, I feel like I already got it because I got I got an email from a company that I've used before for a business loan that they said I'm approved for up to 1.5 million in business funding. And like, when we shift our paradigm about debt, like, to me, and Melanie also confirmed this, like she said this too, like, debt is just someone else's belief in you that you are going to bring in $1 million. So like, the company who's offering me this loan, they know that I'm going to bring in $1 million. And, like, that's the faith and the belief that I'm going to do it. So to me, it's just evidence of $1 million. So I have access currently to $1 million right now if I wanted to. Also today, we just hit $2 million in the Insurance Exam Queen business over the total lifetime of the business, which is amazing. So since we started in January of 2022 until today, we just hit 2 million in total sales, which is awesome. It took me 2 years and 3 months to make the first million. And then it took me, April is 8 months to make the next million. So if we just keep shrinking that time down, and now I want him to shrink it into a month. So I've made millions before. I can, you know, I just want to make it in a month. So public display of manifesting $1 million in 1 month. I want to show people what it looks like to talk about it, to normalize it, to be about it, to grow about it. Whatever is, like, this journey of me saying I want to make $1 million in 1 month is going to be a journey of expansion, expanding my capacity to hold big feelings, expanding my capacity to hold money, expanding my capacity to, you know, hold that money and what that means. Because, like, when you hold money, it means that, like, people, you know, like, we have a lot of beliefs about how people are going to behave when we have money, right? Like, how many people, like, it's always a joke, like, oh, I'm making money and now my family comes after me because they want this money, or like, it brings people out of the woodwork, like, you know, they try to get access to that money. So when we carry beliefs like that, or we have worries or fears like that, it actually cock blocks us from being able to, you know, receive money if we're worried about our, you know, people coming to us to money. Melanie actually talked about how, like, debt it gives us a way out, like, where we're able to say, sorry, I can't help you. I've got too many bills of my own. Like, it's almost, instead of having to be able to face people and be able to say, no, I'm not giving you money, or no, you don't have access to my bank account. No, I'm not just going to give you money. Instead of having that conversation, it's easier for people to be like, sorry, I don't have any money to be able to give you. It's, you know, I've got my own bills. I've got my own debt that I have to pay. It's easier for people to be engaged in that conversation than it is to tell people no, because we're all little people pleasers based on the trauma we're carrying around. So that's pretty interesting. Been digging into a lot of stuff with the exponential wealth. It's pretty wild. But one of the things that she talks about that I heard about today, because I am technically a little bit behind watching the exponential wealth. So one of the things I wanted to get into today was this idea, like, money in my hands is good for the world. And, like, I know that, and I believe that, and I have evidence of that, but it's still, like, when I say it and think about it, it's hard to receive. So, like, getting money is, like, all about being able to receive, right? And so I'm being super aware of the times in which I cannot receive. And one of the things that I'm struggling with receiving, and it's not so much that I'm receiving it, but, like, being able to, like, embody the impact that I'm making on the planet, and, like, fully owning the impact that I'm making on the planet and how it's positively impacting people, like, owning that is a little scary, difficult. Like, I mean, like, there's a lot of feelings around it, you know, because one, I know that there's some people who just don't like me at all. And, you know, like, she's not helping the planet. But, like, I have like employees who work for me Some are work in other countries where what I pay them is actually quite a large sum to where they live. And recently they had a loss in their family, and it was their great grandpa. And they relayed that like they were living in poverty prior to working with me, and they started doing freelancing, and a big piece of the work that they received has come from the insurance exam queen. And that although the grandfather had like lived most of his life in poverty, the family was in poverty, in the last while that, in the last year or two of his life or so that she's been part of the insurance exam queen business, she's been able to have a more abundant lifestyle and been able to share that with him. And hearing that story is like incredibly moving, incredibly powerful. It relates to my own story. Like, I'm taking care of my grandma so that she doesn't have to worry about anything. And it's like what we're able to do. Like, we sometimes think about, I want to improve the generations to come, but like we have generations prior that we can still improve, that we can share love upon, that we can take care of. I think sometimes we only think forward because forward is the only direction, we really are going on this timeline here. But sometimes I don't think we think back enough about who else we can be taking care of. So it's like, I'm like, I don't have the words to like fully say what I need to say around it. Like, I don't know, like you're welcome. Like, thank you. Like, being able to receive that. And then also too, like, all day, every day, I get 5-star reviews from the insurance exam queen business. And it's not people just saying she helped me pass, but it's like people saying she helped me pass, she changed my life. Like, I will forever be grateful. I am forever in your debt. Like, just so many different things. And sometimes it's hard for me to receive that because I don't know why. Because I know because I have programming and conditioning that is holding a belief somewhere that makes it hard to receive. But I want to be able to receive it so beautifully, so graciously. I want to be able to say, yes, thank you. Like, thank you that I'm able to make this positive impact in the world. Thank you for God working through me that is allowing me to be able to help these positive impacts happen on the planet. That I'm able to allow, allow the money to flow through me to other people, and then they're able to change the lives of their families and their friends and their situations. Like, thank you, yes. 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 That money is able to flow through me. That I can be, like, it is so hard for some people to be able to receive money. And I've been able to grow my business to $2 million in 3 years. And for some people that would be like, that's crazy, that's nuts, that's insane, there's no way I could do that. And I'm here doing it. I made it happen. And so, like, I know that I can be an open source for money to be able to flow into, and that when I receive money, I do amazing things on the planet with it. I make a positive impact on the planet with it. And I want to own that. I want to own that. I want to fully receive that. I want to respect that. I want to really appreciate that. And I don't want to shy away from it, because if I shy away from it, it diminishes the power that God is using through me. It diminishes the work that I am doing for God on the planet when I have a difficult time receiving the fact that I positively impact and change people's lives. And I have people tell me all day, Janie just came on. Janie tells me every single day how much I've changed her life and made her life better and made her life amazing through how I speak, what I say, what I do. And it's still sometimes hard to receive. I'm like, okay, thanks. It's like, it's hard to receive that sometimes. And again, I know it's just the conditioning and the programming that I'm working through, but I want to be a very grateful receiver of that. To be able, like, because some people, some people struggle with, like a compliment, like, oh, I can't receive that compliment. Oh, you like my dress? Oh, I got it on clearance. Like, we struggle with receiving compliments. And so I've been struggling with receiving feedback about the positive impact I have on people on the planet. And I really want to rewrite that story. I'm doing it now by publicly talking about this. I'm going to, again, come back and play this, and I'm going to hear myself be ridiculous. My dog is eating something. He found some sort of snacks. I'm going to play this back to me so I can hear how ridiculous it sounds, that I'm struggling with receiving feedback from people that I am positively impacting their lives, when that is literally why I do what I do. I literally do this so that people can have better, amazing, awesome lives. And that's why I do what I do. And to be able to hear the feedback of that, I want to be a cheerful receiver of that. I want to fully embrace the fact that I positively impact people on the planet. That is my mission. That is my purpose. I am doing God's work. My internet paused out for a second. So that's funny. Like, God's like, yes, you are. Own it. Own it. So I'm going to own it. In addition to owning my gifts of clear cognizance, where God gives me the insight I need to be able to answer people's questions, be able to give them what it is they need to hear in that moment, I am receiving the, the feedback and the gratitude that people have for the impact I make on their lives, for the impact I make on their wallet, for the impact I make on their families, their careers. I'm owning that. I'm owning that. I'm owning that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Money in my hands is good for the planet. Money in my hands is good for the planet. Money in my hands is good for the planet. All right. With that, I'm going to let it go. I love you all. Have an amazing night. I'll see you tomorrow for December to remember. Manifesting $1 million in 1 month. Public display of manifestation. Showing you what it looks like. Showing you what the process is. Showing you that it's all about the inner growth. Oh, and one more point. Melanie also talks about how when we go after something really big like that, that it can be difficult because we make it all about what we can do and all about, the people or the situations or the monies. And I'm like, honestly, like, yes, stretching to $1 million in 1 month. So I've collapsed time and I've been able to make $1 million in 8 months. But like, now I'm saying $1 million in 1 month, right? So I'm reducing it even more. That could be a big stretch, but I'm actually not focused on the money. Like, I'm not comparing what I've earned to the million and seeing the lack of what I don't have. I'm actually not focusing that at all. I'm focusing so much on my internal work. So I know, like, I'm in this awesome alignment with being able to receive that $1 million. And like I said, technically, if we look up the loan that came into me, which is just evidence, I already received $1.5 million in business loaning, which means there are people on the planet that know I can bring in $1.5 million, no problem. So, I love you all. Have an amazing night. See you tomorrow for December to remember, and see you later. Bye.